Jefferson Parish is working to restore water to Grand Isle tonight.
A vessel hit and severed the water line that runs between the Barrier Island and Lafitte. Paul Murphy spent the day in Grand Isle, reports on efforts to keep the water from running out.
Jefferson Parish is using tanker trucks and barges to fill giant water tanks on Grand Isle. The 35-mile-long municipal water line that brings water to Louisiana's only inhabited Barrier Island is broken. Thursday, a ship hit and severed the line that runs through the Barataria waterway between Lower Lafitte and Grand Isle.
It's natural we want to make sure we have water to drink, clean our dishes, and take baths, but fire safety is the #1 priority, and we're trying to make sure we do not lose the capability to do so.
Grand Isle was able to keep water flowing throughout the day. Mayor David Commodell doesn't know how long they can hang on.
It could be close. Listen, I can't guarantee anything, but if we can hold more water in, and the way it looks, there's a good possibility that it can stay on low pressure.
Grand Isle seafood vendor Dean Blanchard is hoping for the best.
Oh, we can't operate without water. We got to make ice. These machines we use to unload the shrimp these days have to have fresh water running through them. So without water, we basically shut down.
In the meantime, the parish is trucking in 20,000 bottles of water. This afternoon, workers and volunteers distributed them at the Grand Isle Municipal Complex. As the parish works to fix the water line, JP Councilman-at-Large Ricky Template wants to strike a deal with neighboring Lafitte Parish to supply water to Grand Isle during a similar emergency in the future.
I think it would be a smarter opportunity if we tapped into a neighboring parish to back our system up when something like this fails.
As bad as the water situation is on Grand Isle, it could have been a lot worse. We're supposed to be in the middle of the Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo. That was canceled because of the coronavirus. That would have more than doubled the demand for water throughout the weekend. On Grand Isle, Paul Murphy, Eyewitness News.
Now, the parish says water is expected to be restored to Grand Isle by Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning, but the island also says they may not have water pressure for about 6 to 7 hours. So a boil water advisory will be in effect once that water pressure is restored.